What had happened? How long had they been in the cylinder's mind? It had felt like a short time to the Trebhum, but when they returned, the world had changed. It seemed as if parts of the cylinder itself had spilled out, its dreams corrupting the land. The cylinder lay still, but there was no sign of the mathematician. The cylinder kept moving. That the mathematician had been struck down meant nothing to it. It was the master. It was eternal. Its servants were only tools. If they broke, they would be tossed aside. Whatever had changed, the outside world had crept into this place as well. Maybe that is why the air smelled so bad. Or maybe this place had become a tomb. The Trebhum wondered at the strange mechanism their ancestors had created. It made them think about time and how it changed everything. The old world had passed, and now the new was struggling to be born. The Trebhum were relieved to find an elder alive in the cave. But what she had to tell them was sobering. "The end draws near, my friends," the elder said. "The mathematician may seem dead, but the servants of the cylinder are not so easily defeated. I can feel your despair, but trust me, there is light where you see only darkness. You have accomplished a great deed for our people. You have reclaimed our powers from the cylinder. No one has done such a thing before. Now you need only board the floating palace and leave with the secrets of our kind restored. But you cannot do this on your own. You will need the help of our oldest friends. Find the creatures that feast on the fallen Trawala and steal from them what they have stolen. With that ingredient, you will acquire a great power, the power to communicate with the Trawala. They are the only ones who can lift you into the heavens and carry you to your salvation." The Trebhum tried to imagine the creature they were looking for. What an enormous, monstrous beast it must be to devour the mighty Trawala. Even just imagining such a creature was frightening. But they had never let fear stop them before, and they wouldn't start now. Could the creature that the elder had spoken of be nearby? What a strange place, the Trebhum thought. But even stranger were the feelings that stirred in their memories, like a voice from a lost world long ago. Their worst fears had come true. The mathematician was alive, and now he had brought forth this wheeled monstrosity. Would the nightmare never end? The Trebhum decided that this was not the sort of place where they might find a creature capable of eating a Trawala. No, this place was tainted. Nothing alive would want to stay here. They would have to continue their search for the great beast. At last! One of the creatures was walking around carelessly in the corrupted plains of what was left of the world. All the Trebhum needed to do was to steal its core, or more precisely, the core it had stolen from whatever poor Trafala it had eaten. But the creature, though slow and uninterested in the tiny Trebhum, had a frightful layer of teeth protecting its prize. Could a nimble enough Trebhum snatch that prize right out of its jaws? As soon as the Trebhum mutated, it began to feel a core, as if it was being drawn to some place nearby. It was now the master of song, and it was time for its voice to be heard. A memory awoke within the Trebhum of an ancient ritual, a song at the top of a Trebhum tower to forge a bond between Trebhum and Trafala. That was the purpose of these structures, and luckily one was nearby. At the top of this tower, right here in this place and with the proper mutation, now was the time for the Trebhum to sing.
Who calls for us in this time of darkness? Who has learned the ancient song? Have our old friends remembered us? Hear our voice, Trebhum. There is little time left, and much is at stake. It was long ago that your people sang to the heavens. Your song traveled far into the cosmos, and we listened. Here on your world, we made a new beginning, leaving behind the sorrows of our history. We began to build a better world, a world of friendship and harmony. But the beauty of your song pierced time and space, far into the darkest and coldest corners of the universe. That's how the cylinder found us. And when it came, it took everything from us. The bright future we had dreamt of is gone. But we bear you no ill will, old friends. Silence may be safer, but what is life without song? You reached out to the stars because you were full of hope, and that hope must be preserved. We know what you are trying to accomplish, and we will help you, but we require your help too. See me strike at the abomination, and then meet me where only shattered pieces are left of the evil that I have undone. cannot share your gift. We have lost so much. If we die, there will be nothing to remember us by. And if we live, it will be as shadows of our ancestors. But when the cylinder's dreams spilled into the world, a glimpse of hope tumbled out with them. Fragments of our past have fallen into this land, and only you can reclaim them using your people's gift. The cylinder, in its eternal arrogance, does not want to lose what it has conquered. So it has formed these strange alien heads to protect the fragments. Soon it will wake from its slumber and reabsorb them. Consume this fragment, let our memories become yours, and then seek out 2 more. That is all we require. Enough for us to be remembered, and maybe to become ourselves again. Do this for us, and we shall carry you to your path. Now go. Seek 2 more towers and call for our help. And then, all this will finally end.
The voice urged them to go forward and reclaim the memories of the Trawala. As the Trebhum reached this new area, they were glad to see 2 great towers nearby. This was a fortunate turn of events, as soon they would be able to fulfill their promise to the Trawala. But something felt wrong. There was something unnatural about these animals. Could it be that the Eternal Cylinder was aware of the Trebhum's actions and was trying to stop them? The mighty Trawala had been cast down. Was this the end? Was all in vain? So it seemed at first. But a small crack had been opened, and a ray of light had escaped the darkness. In a world where titans clashed and monsters battled, it was only the smallest and most unlikely of heroes who could make a difference. Sometimes it is the actions of the tiniest of creatures working together that can change the future. When everything is broken, they are the only ones who can fit through the cracks. The Trebhum had fought this creature before and beaten it. They would do so again, for themselves, for the Trawala, and for the future. The Trawala struck as mighty as ever. The fragment was exposed and ready to be taken.
Brave Trebham, we thank you for your courage. For so long, we had lost all hope and knew only rage. Now we are humbled to see our past and our future, all carried within such a small creature. When you are ready, let the Trebham that holds all three of the Trawala mutations call us, and we will lift you up to the vessel which you have fought so hard to reach. But make sure you are prepared, for we shall not be able to return you to this land.
The Trebham had recovered the lost memories. Now, the voice said, they had to keep going. To find the Trawala and renew the ancient bond of friendship that was once the pride of this world. The Trebham sensed that somewhere nearby there was another structure like the one they had used to summon the Trawala in the depths of the frozen tundra. And so the Trebham knew that the end was near.
There are so few of us now. Perhaps tomorrow, or in 100 years, the Trawala will be gone, and all that will remain of us will be the memories you carry inside you. Or perhaps through some miracle, we will rise again, and our children will carry your children across the sky. We cannot know what the future holds for us. All we have, in the end, is this moment. And in this moment, all we can ask is that you sing to us. Sing to us of who we were, and the things that we witnessed, in the days
must survive. Protect the memories. Just stay alive. The Trawala will help. Just a little longer. Hang on! Thank you, my young friends. You have accomplished what thousands of civilizations before you failed to. You've shown that the cylinder is imperfect. It may not have lost the war, but it certainly lost a battle. And that's never happened before. There's so much more I wish I could tell you. But there's not enough of me left, and I have one final goal. So forgive me for inserting myself into your memories, and for having to leave them again so soon.